Hi, I'm Sydney New. This is my persuasive speech, and this is my audience. Imagine a single garbage-filled truck completely with clothes. Now imagine that truck dumping its entire... Sorry. Hi, I'm Sydney New. This is my persuasive speech, and this is my audience. Imagine a single garbage truck filled completely with clothes. Now imagine that truck dumping its entire load into a landfill every single second of every single day. That is not a hypothetical situation, that is the real-time reality of the global fast fashion industry. Behind the illusion of $5 t-shirts, daily flash sales, and viral haul video lies one of the most destructive and polluting industries on planet Earth. As college students balancing a tight budget, it is easy to see the appeal of buying cheap, trendy clothing for a night out or a weekend event. But our appetite for instant wardrobes comes at a devastating cost to our oceans, our atmosphere, foreign workers, and our personal spending habits. Through my research into global supply chains and environmental policy, I have analyzed the true ecological bill behind our throwaway clothing culture. Today, I will demonstrate how that fashion devastates our global ecosystem, present a workable solution centered on circular fashion, and show you how small changes in our daily habits can drive massive systematic change. First, let's examine the severe environmental toll caused by the fast fashion business model. Fast fashion creates severe environmental degradation and unsustainable resource depletion. To start, the industry generates catastrophic levels of water pollution and carbon emissions. According to a report by the United Nations Environment Program, fashion accounts for 20% of all global wastewater and 10% of all carbon emissions, producing more carbon than all international flights and maritime shipping combined. To put that water usage into perspective, producing a single pair of jeans requires roughly 2,000 gallons of water. That is enough drinking water to keep one human alive for 7 full years. Furthermore, in manufacturing nations with lax environment laws, untreated toxic chemical dyes are routinely dumped straight into rivers, rendering local waterways biologically dead and poisoning community drinking water. Second, synthetic textiles are driving an invisible microplastic crisis in our oceans. Over 60% of modern garments are manufactured using synthetic fibers like polyester, nylon, and acrylic, which are essentially liquid fossil fuels woven in a cloth. Every time you wash a synthetic garment in a standard washing machine, it sheds hundreds of thousands of microscopic plastic threads. Research published by the Ellen MacArthur Foundation reveals that washing synthetic clothes releases 500,000 tons of plastic microfibers into the ocean every single year. That is equivalent to dumping 50 billion plastic water bottles into the ocean. Finally, the short lifespan of these garments creates mountains of waste. Brands like Shein and Temu release up to 10,000 new styles every single day, fueling a disposable culture where clothes are worn an average of 7 times before being thrown out. In Chile's Atacama Desert, over 39,000 tons of discarded fashion form colossal toxic waste piles that are so massive they could be seen from satellites in space. Now that I have demonstrated the severe environmental crisis caused by fast fashion, let's explore a workable solution that turns the tide towards sustainability. A circular fashion economy paired with intentional consumer habits provides a clear, actionable solution. We must transition from our linear take, waste, make model to a circular system. Circular fashion prioritizes designing garments that last, using recycled organic fibers, and requiring brands to establish take-back programs. Cities and governments are beginning to pass extended producer responsibility laws, which legally mandate that fashion companies fund the recycling and safe disposal of their end-of-life products. As consumers, we also hold tremendous power by utilizing digital transparency tools. Apps like Good On You aggregate independent research to grade over 3,000 fashion retailers on environmental impact, labor conditions, and animal welfare. As you can see on this comparison chart, major ultra-fast fashion retailers receive We Award scores due to high chemical use and unverified supply chains, whereas ethical alternatives earn top ratings for utilizing organic fabrics and paying living wages. Additionally, we can transform our habits by adopting the rule of 30 wears. Buying any item of clothing and pause and ask yourself, will I ever wear this at least 30 times, and if the answer is no, leave it on the rack and do not buy it. Now that we have reviewed how circular fashion and conscious shopping work, let's examine the profound benefits society will experience if we make this change. Transitioning away from fast fashion delivers immediate environmental, ethical, and personal benefits. Environmentally, global ecosystems will begin to recover. Cutting global apparel production by just 30% would conserve billions of gallons of fresh water and eliminate millions of metric tons of greenhouse gas emissions. Halting synthetic microfiber shedding protects our marine life and keeps toxic microplastics out of our food chain. Ethically, rejecting $3 shirts starves the economic demand for sweatshops, forcing corporate executives to guarantee fair wages and safe working environments for foreign garment workers. Finally, on a personal level, rejecting fast fashion saves you money. By stepping off of the treadmill of weekly microtrends and investing in thrifted pieces, clothing swaps, and durable garments, you build a unique personal style that lasts for years instead of dissolving in the wash. In conclusion, the fast fashion crisis reminds us that cheap clothing isn't actually cheap, and the real price is paid by our planet, our oceans, and vulnerable human workers. Today, we explored how fast fashion pollutes our environment with microplastics and toxic wastewater, how a circular economy and conscious shopping provide a clear solution, and how rejecting disposable clothing restores our ecosystems and human dignity. We cannot allow corporate algorithms and 50-second haul videos to dictate the environmental future of our planet. I urge every single one of you to take these 3 steps before buying a piece of clothing. First off, download the free Good On You app on your phone right now before you do any shopping this weekend. Secondly, commit to the 30 wear challenge before buying your next garment. And lastly, join the thrifting community and think about buying a brand new outfit before going to your next event. And lastly, choose quality over quantity, choose durability over disposable trends, and choose our planet over fast fashion. Thank you.